Hi, I'm Elaine, the Heart Healthy Cooking Lady. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Southwestern black beans salad. Each serving makes one individual salad. It's a nice, large, healthy, hearty dinner or lunch salad. Each salad will have 340 calories in it, 15 grams of fat, only 2 of which are saturated fat, 205 milligrams of sodium, 13 grams of protein, 40 grams of carb, and 8 lovely grams of fiber. I have started out with some chopped up romaine lettuce in this bowl. This is going to be one salad. 3 green onions chopped, the green parts only, and 1/2 cup cilantro. You can use whatever kind of salad green you like, obviously. And I was raised that you only broke up lettuce, you did not cut it up. But I have discovered that chopping up my lettuce for this kind of thing makes it just so much easier to eat, so I chop it up. Use more or less cilantro depending on how much you like it. If you don't want to use the green onions or you don't have them, use 1/3 cup or so of some sort of mild onion. So to this we are going to add 1/2 cup of black beans. I used canned, no salt added black beans. If you are planning on using a regular can of black beans and rinsing, I just got to tell you that you're not going to get enough sodium off that way. Even if you rinse until, tomorrow, some sodium will remain, and it's just too much for a heart healthy meal. Later on in another video I'm going to show you how to make beans from dry, but for ease's sake I many times will have just a no salt added can of black beans in the house. We're also going to add 1/3 cup of frozen corn, which has been thawed, or use 1/3 cup canned corn as long as it is no salt added. There is way too much sodium in canned vegetables for it to be healthy. So that's why I use the frozen corn and just thaw it out and use that. We're also going to add 6 grape tomatoes, which I have cut in half. I cut them in half mainly because otherwise they kind of roll around and they roll off your fork and onto the floor. So I've cut these in half. Now I'm going to show you how to make the dressing that we're going to pour on. You are going to use 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. It doesn't have to be the brands, obviously, that I use here. This happens to be what my local supermarket has. 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. You're also going to use 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil. This is enough to kind of give the dressing some silky, easy, coat the food with a little bit of oil to get it down. And you are going to put in 2 tablespoons of salsa. I like La Preferida because it has a relatively low amount of sodium. You really have to look at the backs on the labels. This says 85 milligrams of sodium per 2 tablespoon serving, which is really not bad at all. And it adds some of that Mexican Southwestern flair. You're also going to add 1 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin. I get these big bags at my local Indian store, and let me tell you, the spices at the Indian store are so inexpensive compared to what you have to pay in the grocery store. So find your local, well, Hispanic or Indian store. Any kind of ethnic store usually has spices at a really good rate. And I'm going to also add 2 teaspoons of the lime juice. Now, for expediency's sake, I'm using the bottled. I showed the fresh lime. Go ahead, open it up and squeeze out 2 teaspoons worth, or if you're in a hurry, use the bottled. And there you go. That's the dressing. So we're going to mix that up. I whisk it with a little whisk. And later, we'll pour this on the salad. I forgot one important ingredient in the dressing. I add a 1/8 teaspoon of sugar because it helps to cut down on the tang from the red wine vinegar. And 1/8 of a teaspoon of sugar adds only 2 calories to the whole thing, and it's like almost no carbohydrates. I also use sugar and not honey because I don't want that honey taste in the dressing. If you like honey, go ahead. But I prefer just the straight sweetener of the sugar. Okay, now we're ready to go on. Okay. All right, so this, we're going to take this lovely dressing and pour it on and toss. If you were going to make this salad for later, at this point, put it in the refrigerator. Do not add the cheese and the chips yet, because otherwise they will become kind of not that appealing. The cheese will mush up and the chips will become soggy, and you don't want that. You want a nice, crunchy bite to the salad. But since I'm going to have this right now for my lunch, I am going to pour on the cheese. Now, if you want to save some sodium and you want to save a little fat, don't add the cheese. I think it's worth adding for the richness it will give and the taste it will give to the salad. I'm also going to add 6 no salt added tortilla chips, which I have broken up. You can also find these, I found yellow tortilla chips before. I happen to have blue in the house today, so that is what I'm using. As you can see, this is a very attractive salad. It is very good. I'm going to go eat this now for my lunch. Here's to healthy cooking.